What is up, everybody? My name is Alec G, and welcome to yet again another video on the channel regarding some of that Dragon Quest XI goodness. We haven't made a Dragon Quest XI news video in a very long time, but now we have a new clip regarding the prologue to Dragon Quest XI. So we're going to be analyzing this clip because there are many things that I don't think people have noticed, and I have noticed, and I do want to point them out for you guys. So without further ado, let's start this clip and let's analyze it, and let's do our best to get out the nit and grit of what people might have not noticed. And if you did notice it, I'm just going to try my best to summarize what I feel and what I've gathered from this prologue clip of Dragon Quest XI. So let's begin the trailer analysis, not a trailer, clip analysis in 3, 2, 1, go. Right off the bat, we start with this weird red aura that's emanating from what is only a Yoshi. So I'm actually really surprised to see this because I thought the Yoshi were only going to be side things. If you watched my last Dragon Quest XI news video, you already know what the Yoshi are. For those of you that haven't seen it, the Yoshi are things in the 3DS version of the game that can be utilized with Street Pass and allow you to go back to previous Dragon Quest games within the universe. They're little monsters that you can help get you items, and you can help transcend time and space with them. Now, if we pause right here, we can see that this Yoshi is clearly not a good Yoshi. All the Yoshi we've seen in the past have been all nice and dandy Yoshi that have helped us go to Dragon Quest 1 and Dragon Quest 4 and Dragon Quest 9 and have helped us, do capable Street Pass stuff that's really cool and trade armor and, have them equip them with swords and get cool little stuff in dungeons and crap. But this one right here is obviously an evil Yoshi. Now, right off the bat, I'm really surprised to see this because I remember in my last video, if you recall, I said I do not think the Yoshi will be part of the main story. Clearly, I was mistaken. This is the prologue clip to Dragon Quest XI, and it's very clear that this Yoshi definitely has something to do with it. I cannot confirm 100% what part this Yoshi plays. All that happens in this clip, spoiler alert for the clip, is that he walks up to the house where the hero is, and then he just disappears out of nowhere. But regardless of that, maybe this Yoshi is kind of what caused the hero, not what caused, but maybe this Yoshi kind of called all the monsters and stuff to come after the hero. All the monsters that pop up later in this trailer, maybe this Yoshi alone is the one that caused all those monsters to come to where the hero was and try to attack him. Maybe that's the case. That would be really interesting if that was. That would be really interesting if it was. Alright, I'm going to continue in 3, 2, 1, play. So as you can see, when the Yoshi turned black, all the weather seemed to change. It seems to rain now, and he continues to eerily walk to the hero's room. Actually, this clip does feature some of the stuff we have seen in previous trailers, along with what we can see right here. This right here is a grouping, what seems to be, of all the kings of all the nations coming together. Now, this right here is the King of Delkadar. The King of Delkadar, we have talked about him multiple times in previous Dragon Quest XI news videos. The King of Delkadar is somewhat the main antagonist of Dragon Quest XI. He made a bad name for the hero of Dragon Quest XI, and he does not help him. So not only does the hero have to deal with all the stuff that he has to do to, help the world of Dragon Quest, but instead he has to also deal with the man, this fucking King of Delkadar and all his people chasing after the hero and stuff, making him seem like a fugitive of some sort or whatever. But regardless of that, that is who the King of Delkadar is, if you guys do not remember, and this is a meeting that takes place in the beginning of the game when the hero is kind of first born. So let's continue watching. By the way, there is no voice acting in this trailer, which is very, very peculiar. I hope the game has voice acting. I mean, the game is going to have voice. Well, is it? I don't know. We don't know. We don't know. I assume the game will have voice acting, but if it doesn't, I'll be hella surprised. Okay, continuing. Doop. And that right there, pause. This right here is one, I wasn't 100% sure about it, but I'm saying it right now. This is 110% Ro. He is a character that you can play as in the game in your party. He is he's an old man, and he like utilizes the claws for his weapons. He's an old man that roams with Martina. He seems to be with Martina in your party. That's how you find him, at least basically from what I've gathered in all the news videos that I've made on Dragon Quest XI. And we've seen this before. We've seen clips of him as like a king before, but I did not really think too much about it. I was like, oh, that might not be Ro. I don't want to say stuff, but that is obviously Ro now. Getting a closer look of him, his mustache and his eyebrows, they do fit the character of in your party very, very much. So Ro is obviously in your party, and you obviously travel with Ro. The reason for why Ro is in your party, I don't know. The King of Delkadar seems to have cast you away. Maybe Ro disagrees with the King of Delkadar, and he wants to help you out. Maybe he feels like you're not a lost cause. Maybe he feels like you're not a demon child like the king says you are, and maybe he has other plans for you, and he hopes to aid you in your journey to the great tree, to the great divine tree that you are trying to get to in Dragon Quest XI. So let's continue in this fucking prologue clip and play. Once again, no voice acting, extremely fucking weird. But as you can see right here, this is the hero. He has the mark on his hand, so that's the hero right there. That is the protagonist. That is you, your character. That's who you play as, and I'm assuming that's your mom. I don't know who your father is, but it's really, I think it's well to assume that that's your mother. I know it looks like Senya, but it's not Senya. That's your mom. That's probably the Queen of Delkadar, or maybe not the king, not the Queen of Delkadar, but definitely the Queen of some nation. Now, this has transferred to nighttime, and if we pause once again, we can see that the castle has been burnt to a crisp. Well, not exactly burnt all the way, but it's the village is not looking so hot. The village is definitely not looking so hot. We definitely saw the basic gist of this. So basically, you guys kind of get the gist of this prologue. You get the gist of this prologue. It shows the Yoshi walking up to the castle. Then it showed the Yoshi in the window. I don't know if you guys realized that, but the Yoshi was in the window. And then it showed all these monsters outside the window as well. So that's really interesting. That's really interesting to see. Maybe the Yoshi, it's either the hero just attracts monsters and demons and stuff, or the Yoshi attracted all those monsters and demons to the hero, and he's like, yo, the hero has been born, we must gather him, we must gather and defeat him. I think it's the Yoshi that like kind of fucked the hero. I don't think the hero just attracts monsters out of the blue, because he hasn't done that in previous games. So let's continue by clicking play. And as you can see, the queen is running away along with this little girl who actually, very, very important information right here. Pause. We can see, it's hard to see. It's really hard to see, but I believe, my friends, this is actually what you might have not noticed before, but this has to be Martina. I do believe that this is Martina in Dragon Quest XI. The girl that is very, very sexy, and she is in your party. This has to be Martina. And the reason I say this is because Martina is friends with Ro within the game's beginning. In the opening cinematic, we can see that her and Ro are side by side. So it is probably likely that you will attain Ro while you attain Martina. It's most likely that they are prior acquaintances to the story of Dragon Quest XI. They're not new friends. They've been together before they met the protagonist. Now, I'm assuming Martina was a child, and maybe her father is Ro, or maybe Ro is someone she looks up to a lot, or maybe it's someone she came along the way with. But this is Martina as a child. Her hair is flipped in the exact same direction. Her eyes look the same. Her eye color is the same. Everything about her, it's easily, I cannot, no doubt in my mind, is that little girl Martina in your party. And as I said earlier, Ro was the king, and he gathered to this meeting or whatever it was. So Ro's the king of one of the nations, and Martina was probably along with them when this happened. So that's honestly crazy that happened. So Martina actually knew the king beforehand. She knew the king way before, the king even knew her. So that's honestly crazy, dude. That's really crazy. Let's continue watching this trailer, though. Fuck me. Clip. Let's continue watching this clip. Play. Now, right here, we also have to mention, pause, we can see that these enemies right here, ones that have only appeared within one of the main Dragon Quest games. Well, they've appeared in the Dragon Quest Joker franchise and Terry's Wonderland and all that stuff. But these monsters have only appeared in Dragon Quest VIII, and they're called the Dullahan. Now, I do not understand why the Dullahan in specific are chasing after. I don't think it really matters which monster is chasing after these people. The Dullahan have never wielded horses before. The Dullahan usually wield a Morning Star along with the weird, scary face shield. But the Dullahan seem to be riding horses this time, which is really cool. I'm glad to see the return of this monster in Dragon Quest, because this is a very cool monster that I liked from Dragon Quest VIII very much, and I do want to see more of it in the main series, so that's really cool that it's finally returning. Or I'm at least assuming that this is kind of confirming that it's going to be in the main game. But regardless of that, the Dullahan are chasing after the hero, and they're running away. The queen and Martina are running away. So if we click play once more, we can see what this does. So now she's giving the hero to Martina, and she's like, go, and then she runs away as bait. Now they did split up, so one of them is going after Martina while the other two are going after the queen or the princess or whatever you want to call it. I want to say the queen because I'm pretty sure it's a queen. Martina keeps running. She's running. Dude, that's 100% Martina. Holy shit. And here comes the Dullahan right after Martina. But Martina is okay. She's not dead, because she's obviously a part of your party later on. So it seems like, based on like the fact that this is set in the morning right after that night, you guys seem to roam the river. She seems to have dropped you in the river. And now you're pulling a Mowgli, just roaming around, waiting for someone to find you. Oh my god, the fucking graphics look amazing right now. This right here is not Ro, by the way. If we can pause once more. This guy, you're probably like, oh my god, it's Ro. That's not Ro. His mustache looks different. His eyes look different. That's not Ro. I thought the same thing too, because Akira Toriyama's art style kind of, you know, if people do kind of have the same physique, then it's like, oh shit, they're the same. But that's not Ro. That's definitely not him. Yeah, definitely not him at all. But I am very excited to say that, you know, this is basically rip-off Gohan, if that makes sense. And when I say Gohan, I don't mean Goku's son Gohan. I mean Goku's grandpappy Gohan. So that's actually pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. If we can click play right here, then we can obviously see that this man, he's gonna watch this. He's gonna pull a Gohan. So this is basically how the hero kinda is raised in his town, because this guy finds him and he just raises him, and along with the village raises him as well. So that's gonna be really cool when we see it in the full game and we see the interaction between this grandpa and the hero. So oh my god, he pulled the Dragon Ball. Oh my god, that's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. But regardless of that, that was the entire prologue clip to Dragon Quest XI. I'm sorry for not making many videos on this thing. I'm sorry for not making Dragon Quest XI news videos as often. I just feel like the news recently hasn't been substantial enough and has not been worth making a video on. So that's kind of why I've been slacking on the news. But I'm not really going to be slacking on the news anymore, guys. The game is going to be coming out very soon. Comes out in about 2-ish weeks. I cannot wait till it comes out. It's going to be amazing. So basically what we gather from that prologue clip is that the Yoshi seems to have gathered all the monsters, and the Yoshi seem to have some sort of hatred towards the hero, and they want to attack the hero for some reason. And I feel like in that prologue clip, the Yoshi attracted all the monsters to attack the hero. And then when the queen was trying to escape, along with Martina, which I'm almost 100% sure that that's Martina. If you do oppose to that or you think otherwise, please tell me in the comments down below. But that's Martina. And then Martina was running away with the hero, and I do think that Martina was associated to Ro in some sense. I have no idea if she's Ro's son. I have no idea what relation they have, or if they're just buddy with each other. But regardless of that, Martina grows up to be someone that is in your party later on when you grow up and you actually play the story of Dragon Quest XI, and Ro and Martina end up joining your party, and they must defy the King of Delkadar, because the King of Delkadar is kind of your main antagonist at this point, and he's kind of the one that's just getting you to, like, you know, act up and not have your head straight. He's the one that's sending all the soldiers after you, and I don't think that Ro kind of agrees with that, so maybe he went rogue, maybe he like got out of his kingsmanship, and maybe Martina went along with him during that. Now regarding the Yoshi, I don't really understand what big role they have within the story. All I know is that they're after the hero, just like all the other monsters are, but they have much more power. There seems to be evil Yoshi, and there seems to be good Yoshi, and the good Yoshi are the cool ones, the evil ones are the bad ones, and the evil ones, I don't even know if there's multiple. That might be the only evil Yoshi, you know? We don't even know if that's going to be, if there's going to be more, but Dragon Quest XI story was very, very well summed up. Like the prequel portion of it, at least, was very well summed up within that prologue clip. So I'm very happy that I got into that. Basically, in the main story of Dragon Quest XI, all the protagonist and his party is trying to do is get to the Great Tree of Life. We don't know what's going to happen at the Great Tree of Life when he gets there, but that's kind of the journey that him and his pals are going through, and they're trying to unravel the mystery that is Dragon Quest XI, and we don't know what the main story is. All we currently know is that the protagonist and his party are trying to get to the Great Tree of Life, and along his way, all these enemies are in the way of him, all the monsters, the King of Delkadar, all the soldiers that are trying to stop him in his path. So I'm really excited to get back into that Dragon Quest goodness, and I'm really excited for when Dragon Quest XI comes out. I hope you guys enjoyed this news video. Hope you guys enjoyed the analysis on it. I hope that I was able to tell you guys things that you did not notice about the clip that I didn't notice about it originally. Please tell me what you thought about the trailer analysis that I made in the comments down below of this video, and do not forget to click that like button if you're ready for that Dragon Quest XI goodness on July 29th, and if you are even more ready for that Dragon Quest XI goodness on July 29th and you have not been a subscriber to my channel previously, please subscribe to the channel so you can see some of that Dragon Quest when it does come out on its release date. My name is Ali G, and I cannot wait to see you fellow party members later, and deuces.